If you're trying to day trade while working a full-time job, you're making this much harder than it has to be. If you work a full-time job and you have real responsibilities and you still want to learn how to trade without sitting at the charts and staring at them all day trading is not for you. You should be swing trading. That's the style that you should be learning to trade. Most traders don't struggle because they need another strategy. They're struggling because they don't understand how price actually moves in the market. And once you understand market structure and you understand how to read it across all time frames, that's going to change the game for you. So this video is for busy people. It's for people who work 9 to 5s or work a full-time job and still want a structured, intentional way to trade the market. But I want to be clear before we move forward in this video so that you and I are on the same page about how I trade. I don't use multiple strategies. I don't use a whole lot of tools. I use one framework. Market structure is the foundation. And Fibonacci is a tool that helps me measure and manage price behavior within that structure. Once you get that, everything else in this video is going to make a whole lot of sense for you. What's up, y'all? My name is Casey Jackson. I am a registered commodity trading advisor with the National Futures Association, and I just want to bring you into my little corner over here on YouTube. I've been trading for about 8 years, and I have learned a lot over the years. And so I didn't want to put together another beginner video, step-by-step terminology, whatnot. I wanted to put together something that was really thoughtful, that took into account the things that I have learned over the years and how I would advise somebody coming into the market to learn differently. And so throughout this video, we're going to discuss why swing trading makes so much more sense for a lot of people and why a lot of traders are not seeing success simply because they're trading the wrong style. What you're going to learn today, you're going to learn what swing trading is in Forex. You're going to learn who is best for. We're going to talk about the time frames that we need to be looking at and why they matter. We're going to learn how to read market structure across all time frames. And we're going to discuss how I use one framework. And we're going to talk about what a simple swing trade process actually looks like. So this approach and this framework works because it slows the pace down. We don't have a whole bunch of decisions to make. We don't have to hop in and out of the market. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna just share a little story with you. I started trading 8 years ago. And when I first started trading, I was trying to do what everybody else was doing, but I had to stumble through and I had to figure out a way that made sense for me. I quickly learned and I quickly realized that day trading, it wasn't it. When I was learning to trade, I was in grad school full time. I was working a full-time job. I had extracurricular activities, and getting up, sitting at the chart every day for a couple hours to hunt for setups, it just didn't work for me. And now it works for some people. And you guys, if you've been here for a little bit, you know I've talked about my cousin. My cousin day trades and he works a full-time job and it works for him. But for me, it did not work. I couldn't babysit the charts all day. And so what I had to do is figure out a system in a way that made sense for me, but still left me in a profitable position. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Swing trading, it slows down the pace. You don't have to be at the computers all day. We look at higher time frame analysis. And so we block out a lot of the lower time frame noise. We don't use a whole bunch of indicators. And basically, I set up a system that I follow each and every week that allows me to live my life and still take advantage of good setups. Price only moves 3 ways in the market: up, down, and sideways. Through higher time frame analysis, we get a better understanding of the overall environment and what's happening on each time frame. You don't have several different stories. You got one story throughout the whole pair. But if you understand where you are and what chapter you're in, you'll be able to capitalize off of that. Most of the losses that we identify as traders, it comes from not knowing where we are in the market. Structure, it tells us what we're able to look for. And what I mean by that is if my higher time frame, if my weekly and my daily are aligning for a bullish movement, I understand that my higher time frame bias, I'm bullish. I'm looking for buys all the way up. But if I get to a lower time frame and I recognize that I'm in a retracement, if I decide to go ahead and sell, then I know the point that I can sell up to. And then I need to be looking for buys. Now, the Fibonacci tool, I've had people come through my no-cost mini course and they'll email me and they say, wow, this tool is amazing. You can predict what's going on in the market. And I often have to correct them. Like the Fib tool doesn't tell us, like it doesn't predict. It helps to inform an analysis and build a case in order to take a trade. So now the time frames, right? If you go through this channel, you'll see hundreds of analysis videos. For the most part, in the last 3 years, 4 years, I'll say, not when I first got started, but in the last 3, 4 years, you'll see that I approach the charts the same every single time. I do a multiple time frame analysis. And what we're looking for when we do the multiple time frame analysis is we're looking for key levels at which price can reverse, because that's how we make the money. If we are able to determine the point at which price will change directions and we can jump in on that, we can capitalize off of it. You'll see me start off on the monthly chart. Every single candle, it represents a month's worth of trading information. That's your higher time frame bias. And so if I'm looking at a pair and I understand that the higher time frame bias is bullish, that means that I can confidently go in, and every time I see a buy setup, I can take it with confidence because my higher time frame is telling me, hey, we're trading bullish all the way up until this level, whatever that level might be according to the Fib tool. Now, that's the monthly overall direction. Weekly, overall direction, right? The whole environment of what we're in. When we get down to the daily, that gives me a little bit more insight as far as near-term opportunities, which can be different from a monthly or weekly. What I look for on the 4-hour is actually going to be the setup. I don't look for daily setups, although it may be the same as a 4-hour in some cases. Sometimes it's not always, but I look for my setups on the 4 hours, and that can take a couple days. That can take a couple weeks to play out. But I got to tell you this, and I don't want you to get discouraged. Oftentimes, you're looking at setups that are at least 150 to 400 pips movement, maybe even 500 that you're looking at, right? So let's think about it like this. If we're looking for GBP USD and we find a setup that's 350 pips and we're trading a standard on the funded account, a standard is $10 per pip. What you're looking at, if that trade plays out, you're looking at the potential of earning $3,500 if you can let that trade play. If it goes your way and it takes profit, you're looking at $3,500. Now, to me, that's way better than hopping in, hopping out, hopping in, hopping out, hopping in, hopping out. I've looked at my statements when I do that, and it does not end up in a positive position. What works best for me, and I think what might work best for a lot of you guys, is if you move into a position where you're looking at those key levels that we just talked about, the monthly, the weekly, the daily, the 4-hour, and we don't go lower than the 4-hour as far as levels are concerned because we're looking for higher time frame swing trade opportunities. If you can do that, you're going to be profitable. So after the 4 hours, we're using lower time frames just to confirm our entries. We're looking for the detail of the present. We don't use the 4-hour for that. We don't use the daily for that. We use lower time frames for entry confirmation. That's it. We talked about these key levels, right? How do you figure out the key level? The key level is support and resistance. That's what we're looking for at each time frame. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say support and resistance, I mean swing highs and swing lows. It's simply a 5-candle formation. A swing high is a high center candle, 2 candles to the left that are lower, 2 candles to the right that are lower. A swing low is a low center candle with 2 candles to the left that are higher, 2 candles to the right that are higher. Simply support and resistance. And so when I talk about a monthly support level, a monthly resistance level, that's what I mean, right? So on the monthly, I'm understanding overall direction. On the weekly, it still gives me overall direction and environment. On the daily, that's when I start to hone in on what's happening for near-term opportunities. And when I say near-term, I mean nearer than a weekly or the monthly, right? The daily tells me exactly what environment and what structure is doing. The 4-hour is where I'm looking for my setup. The 15, the 1 hour, and the 30, that's how I'm figuring out how to get into the trade. That framework can apply for anybody. You're going in, you're identifying your key levels. You can apply this, and you can, if you decide you don't want to swing trade, you decide you want lower time frame entries, you can start at the daily and work your way down to the 15-minute. You can start at the daily, work your way down to the hour. The same framework applies to any structure. I don't use strategies. I do use patterns for confirmation, right? But the basis of what I do, the foundation of what I do, it's not strategy. Strategies fail, in my opinion. You have to understand what environment to use the strategy in order for it to work. What I do, I like to say, is holistic trading. You can apply it at any time. Trend lines, support, resistance, Fibonacci tool. That's it. That's it. And if you learn and master those, the sky is literally the limit for you. So I get this question a lot too. Where do I place my stop loss? Structure is going to tell you where to place your stop loss. And then you adjust your position size based on structure and the setup that you're looking at, right? And finally, the word of advice to the folks who are just getting into swing trading. You got to let your trades play out. You can't rush the market. One of the biggest lessons that I had to learn throughout this process was how to be patient. If you are not patient, you are not going to be profitable. From the standpoint of waiting for the entry at what you analyzed before and where you marked it out, not getting into the market early, and then letting the trade play all the way through, not cutting yourself from profits. You know, it's funny because I have a couple traders in my family, and we have somewhat slightly different views about a few things. But one of the things that I discuss with them is, some of them like to use the term greedy. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Like, in my opinion, I think people who don't understand market structure and don't understand how to use the fib tool, they say being greedy, right? Letting a trade run too long. If you've done your analysis, you've used your fib tool, you've combined it with what you see as far as market structure, there is no such thing as being greedy. I don't like that. Grinds my gears. It really does grind my gears. You go in, you do your analysis, you find your entry, you find your exit, you set the trade up, you find your stop loss, you set the trade in your phone, you let it do what it do, you come back. Either you profited or you've stopped out at a predetermined amount that you're already comfortable with, and then you move on to the next thing. No greedy. We don't do greedy here. Greedy is not a thing. We do strictly analysis. Greedy is for the people who don't know how to trade. Finally, how do you do all of this every single week, right? How does swing trading make your life easier? I'm going to tell you this. So I look at least 20 to 26 pairs on a weekly basis. Now, that's not saying that I trade 26 pairs all at once and I'm going after everything, but I do look at the charts to see what opportunity is presenting that's going to make the most sense for me. Just like yesterday, Friday, I text my coaching students and I was like, okay, y'all, I would love to go out for a nice glass of Cabernet right now. But what I'm going to do is 5 o'clock, I'm going to go home and I'm going to mark up at least 4 pairs. How do I separate and how do I get through that many charts? Well, a lot of the quote pairs, you'll find out they move very similarly. And so analysis becomes a little bit quicker. And then also, too, the comprehensive approach that we're using to the market, you're going to be able to get through a pair in about 15 to 20 minutes, if that long, once you learn the process. But you got to learn the process. So you want to click that link in the video description so you can know what it is that we're doing. And it's not just me who's doing it. My students are doing it too. We sit down on a Friday night and I may split up my pairs. I may do 5 on Friday. I may do 7 on Saturday because that's when I have the most time. I may do another 5 on Friday and then I might do 3 or 4 on Monday. But it's never that I'm starting from scratch and I got to do everything all at once because I'm constantly rotating. And every pair is not going to call for you to mark it up at the same time. So if you've done an analysis and the trade is still playing out, there's no need for you to remark it. The only time that I'm remarking is if the setup has stopped out or is taking profit. That's it. That is the rule to live by. I have learned that when I'm less active in a pair and I do the analysis and I let it run, So I like to use limits, right? So a lot of times when I do my analysis on a Saturday, on a Friday, or on a Sunday, I understand where I want to get in at. I've figured out where I'm getting out at. I figured out my lot size. I figured out my take profit. I go ahead when the market opens, I put these pending orders in. And it may be for 2 pairs, right? It may be for 2 pairs. And then I let it go and I go throughout the week and I go do what I got to do. I go to my meetings. I go grocery shopping. I go visit my family and I might pick up my phone and I might check it once or twice a day. And that's it. I'm not hopping in and out the market. I'm not sitting at the computer and looking for opportunities. Like I get the work done over the weekend and during the week, we let it do what it does. And that's it. My question to you is, how are you trading right now? Are you trading as a day trader? Are you hopping in and out of the markets? Are you having to sit at the computer all day long in order to find setups? Are you churning basically? Turning, hopping in and out of market, in and out of the market. And depending on what kind of account you got, how they take their commissions, if it's built into the spread or if it's a separate commission, you may not end up making any money. So you have to find a way to trade that works for your lifestyle, right? There is nothing wrong with working and trading. This is a whole nother video and I don't know why I'm getting off topic about it, but there's nothing wrong with working and trading. Given the environment that we're in right now, with inflation being what it is, with stuff costing an arm, a leg, and a firstborn child, there's nothing wrong with working and trading. And so for a lot of people, that's the reality. A lot of people can't hop into this and automatically be successful. They have to build the skill set up. And if you get good enough to the point where you decide that you want trading as your sole income, by all means, go do that. But for the interim, in order for you to get that level of proficiency, you got to come up with a system that makes sense and that works. All right, so I'm going to invite you to go to the no-cost mini course. The link is in the video description. And if you're like, Casey, I like the idea that I don't have to sit at the chart every single morning. I like the idea of being able to potentially find 200, 300 pip opportunities, 400 pip opportunities. Go to the mini course. It'll make sense for you. And then if you're like, I like your style of trading, I want to see what you're doing on a regular basis, then I would ask you to consider signing up and subscribing to the YouTube channel. I try to put out videos pretty regularly. However, over the holidays, I was traveling and got a little bit behind, but I'm looking forward to engaging with you throughout 2026 and hopefully adding some value to your trading expertise. All right. So I'll see you guys on the next video. I hope you have a phenomenal and profitable trading week. And I wish you many, 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 many pips.